Peace. We are here tonight on the show. How's everybody doing, man? Got some wrestling news tonight on freaking Wednesday. Let's get ready to go, man. Here we go. It was said in an interview that LA Knight believed he was fired, or at least the decision was to fire him last year. But then the paperwork never got done, and then possibly with Vince McMahon stepping away for a few months, he said that kind of like made it help him and kept him in the company. That he pretty much talked about how he believes last year before Vince McMahon stepped away, the decision was to fire him. But then because Vince stepped away, the paperwork was never done, and then I guess Triple H just kept him. That is crazy. That's the case, man. He's one of the favorites to win Money in the Bank. So that would be crazy. And you see how over he is with the fans. Let me talk to you. Yeah. They're saying that Bryan Danielson's arm injury is a lot worse than they thought. They were saying he was going to be out until August, but now they're saying it might go further, which means he could miss All In Wembley Stadium. They're saying it's not looking. They're not giving a timetable. The timetable they gave on Sunday was like maybe in August he would be back. But if it's worse than that, that means he's probably going to go for maybe the rest of the summer at least. Who knows? But yeah, speedy recovery for Bryan Danielson, man. Jesus Christ. I think they wanted to do next month in July. They wanted to do Blood and Guts. They wanted to do like the BCC versus the Elites and possibly have the feud finally end between them. And now, they might still do it, but now no Bryan Danielson. So let's see how they do that. They're saying Logan Paul. So they're talking about who's going to win Money in the Bank. The favorites are LA Knight and Io Sky, but they are having talks, people within WWE, about how much attention it would bring to like social media, especially if Logan Paul wins the match, because of he's a social media sensation / celebrity. So they are talking about the idea of Logan Paul winning, but then the problem is then you would go back to being another when he cashes in. It would, assuming he catches in on the World Heavyweight Championship, then you go back to having part-time champions again, right? Roman Reigns is the freaking Universal Champion, and this guy is the World Heavyweight Champion. Like, what the hell, man? So I don't think it's smart. I don't see them having Roman lose the title anytime soon, unless you can get this kid to like, hey, you're world champion, you freaking at least, maybe when he's the Money in the Bank holder, you can still be a part-timer. But if you do cash this in and become world champion, you have to make the commitment to appear on every Monday Night Raw. Like, you would have to get him to do that. Otherwise, I don't know if they want a part-time champion, man, again. Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, apparently WWE's trying to they're still thinking about what they're gonna do, man. And also another thing is Vince McMahon. They're very frustrated. Supposedly, Triple H and Nick Khan are very frustrated with how Vince McMahon loves to change matches at the final moment, and that Triple H and Nick Khan are talking about possibly advertising the whole show a week in advance. Because Vince McMahon, that's one thing he doesn't like to do. They've realized that he only touches stuff that has not been advertised, but stuff that's already been advertised like a week in advance, he doesn't mess with it. He keeps it. So that's something that's been discussed about just literally maybe writing the script a week before. And like, I don't know how you would do that though. Like, I don't know how they would do that. They just advertise like most of the card in a week in advance, or maybe write the script on a Wednesday, Thursday, and advertise the Raw script on SmackDown. And same thing with SmackDown, right? Advertise the SmackDown card on Raw. That's something they thought that they're really considering, as they realize he's not really touching the stuff that's already been advertised. He's only messing with the stuff that was written that certain day and has not been advertised. So we'll see how they do that, man. That's crazy if they're gonna because this company, remember, literally what, like a year, 2 years ago, a lot of times within like they would go on the air and they still didn't have like the final hour script. Jerry Lawler has talked about this, how they would go on air and they would receive like the final script for like the final hour and like minutes into the already on the show. So they're gonna go from like literally finishing writing the script as the show is already on the air to possibly the days of a week in advance. That'd be crazy. But anyways, who knows, man. Another thing is they're trying to figure out how they're gonna go with this civil war between the bloodline. They have different ideas. Apparently, same thing. They're divided, aka probably Triple H and Vince McMahon, on what the ending should be for the tag team match between the Usos and Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Apparently, there's different ideas being thrown around. So who knows what they do? Maybe one of them involves Solo turning on Roman Reigns. That can maybe be a possibility. Maybe I'm sure there's maybe someone thinking the Usos should win. So who knows? But apparently WWE is split on what exactly should happen in that match between the Usos and Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. So we'll see what happens there, man. And last one, Monday Night Raw got 1.9 ratings. They said for a while there it was 2 million, but they said it dropped about 300,000 followers the final hour, which was probably the best hour, to be honest. That third hour, that you had freaking Carmelo Hayes versus Finn Balor, freaking Gunther versus Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. But they said, yeah, I mean, if the third hour would have had a little bit better viewership, it would have probably made it to 2 million followers. They said a lot of times through the night, especially the first 2 hours, it was at 2 million followers. And this is the time of year they get super hot because there's no more basketball, there's football hasn't started yet. And I said that I said this a few weeks ago. I'm like, once the NBA finals are over, remember last year at this time from like June, July, August, they averaged 2 million for Raw. Remember? They were averaging like 2.1 for Raw. This is the time of year they get super hot with the ratings because, I mean, there's baseball, but people don't seem to, I guess they don't seem to be interested in as baseball as they are in football and basketball. So this is the time of year where WWE seems to get super hot with the ratings in the summer once basketball and football season are not here. So yeah, nice ratings for Monday Night Raw, man. Nice ratings. Right, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, holla.